Welcome to Boyd's Blue Alpine Freeze Drying channel. Today I'm going to be doing a bunch of apples. Went to my daughter's house this weekend and she had a whole bunch of apples on her tree that last year we took them, they were really green and not very ripe. This year we waited till after the frost, so they were really ripe and fresh and very sweet flavored. So I found this apple core a couple months ago at a garage sale, and it works out a lot better than any other ones I've used before. So it just goes through and it peels the apple and easily cores it. You just slide the ring off, slide out the core, and then I just quick slice one side of the core, and it makes nice perfect rings that slide out onto the tray. And so I'm just going to run through, make about as many as these, peel as many of these apples as I need to fill up 5 trays. So I'll just do a whole bunch of these apples, and then out of the juice, or out of the leftover apple cores and the seed peels, I'm just gonna throw those in our juicer and make apple juice out of it. So, all right, so I have the apples all sliced. I've had the top couple trays freezing for the last little bit. They are starting to turn a little bit brown. I'm not sure. I know there's something you can soak them with water before you put them in here to stop them from browning, but the last batch I did, where I just put them straight in, they didn't look brown when they were freeze dried, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm just going to put them in and start it. So let me show you the freeze cycle I'm going to use. We'll go from there. This is the settings that I'm planning on using for these apples. The last batch I did was apples as well, so I haven't had to change the settings, so I'm just going to go to the recipes, select fruit. The freeze time is 27 hours, or freeze time is 7 hours. The dry time is 24 hours for a total of 31 hours. And then add that to the 105-degree fruit temperature, or freezing temperature, and 975 mTors. So hopefully in 31 hours this should all be done. Let's go ahead and continue. It says to make sure the door is locked, which it is. And the drain is closed. I just locked it up just now, so drain is vacuum drain is closed, and that will start the freeze cycle. So we'll be back in 31 hours. All right, it has been just under the 24 hours of drying time, and because I was about almost midnight, I was ready to go to bed. I thought I'd come check it and see if I need to give it another 7 or 8 hours, but everything is fully dry, and so I'm just going to go ahead and weigh these. All I'm going to do now is just fill the bag. So I've weighed and zeroed this bag by itself. This particular Mylar bag, I think, is about a 1 quart size, and it tends to hold about, I don't know how many apples it can hold, but I don't really care. I'm just going to load it up with apples. Kind of pack it fairly tightly. Just want to use as few Mylar bags as I can today, and really save these for long-term storage. So I'll have enough possibly for a full pie if I want to rehydrate it in apple pie. Or I find with most of the fruits, I just eat them as snacks. I just open them up and eat them as a hiking, I'll take them on a hike or on a day trip and just eat it like that. So let me weigh bag 1, and that is 108 grams. I'll just set that back for later use with a, I'll add the oxygen absorbers after I've loaded them all, and that way I don't have to open up my oxygen absorber, and possibly the time it takes me to rehydrate all the apples, I might have a couple of oxygen absorbers or absorbing oxygen before they need to, and so to make sure the oxygen absorbers are actually absorbing inside the bag instead of as a separate thing. I'll just add them after all the bags are full. I was kind of hoping I'd get 1 silver bag and one bag. Silver might be a quart and a half. I'm not sure. It might be 2 quarts, but I think these are about a 1 cup or a 1 quart bag for these blue ones. So holds about 80 grams. So not quite as much as the other bag held, but it still works. And not too many of them are going to break in this situation. Should be able to seal that one up closely. Okay, let's weigh that one. 80 grams. All right. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it. Next tray, I'll just grab the next tray, and basically I just kind of break it up off the silicone with this scraper, and that just kind of helps separate them from the tray so they're easier to pick up. And it also kind of helps in the case of these apples, we're kind of stacked on top of each other. Some of them kind of get stuck together like that, set there, but if you just twist it a little bit, if you don't want to lift it because that'll break it, but if you twist them, just a little bit of a sideways twist will separate the apples. If you have them together and you try to lift it off, it'll probably break, but if you twist it, oh, I broke one anyway. Like I say, if you twist it, it tends to separate without breaking. So in this case here, and then, yeah, there we go. But yeah, I'll just, just the movement of scraping them off the silicone is usually enough to separate the apples that are stuck together, the slices that are stuck together. Lots of ways you can separate them if they're stuck. Oh, that one broke. Oh well. So yeah, that's how I do it. And I can just either grab them with my fingers, or this tray works really well for smaller items, for this little French fry tray, but they're not the greatest when you get these big apple rings because they tend to get stuck right there in the hopper. So I do tend to prefer doing it by hand and just grabbing a few pieces here so I can set them in and load them the direction I want. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. So all right, thank you very much. All right, so I have weighed and bagged all the apples. I ended up with 9 bags of apples. I'm now putting in the oxygen absorbers, and because the last time I did it, it took me a couple minutes to get all the oxygen absorbers inserted into the bags, and so I ended up with the oxygen tab, which starts out pink and it goes orange or purple once they've been absorbed all their oxygen. And so I basically decided this time I was going to do the oxygen absorbers at the end. The risk of that is you might get, while they're standing in the air, you might get a little bit of moisture reintroduced to the apples while they're sitting here while I'm bagging them all. I'm in southern Utah, and this time of year the humidity levels are around 3 or 4%, so I don't think that's going to be a significant problem of rehydrating the apples while they're sitting in the bag waiting to do it. So when I do it, I just basically take the bag, and after I open up the couple I'm using now, I just kind of seal up the bag as much as possible, so it's absorbing as little oxygen as I can while I seal the last 2 bags. So I try to leave the oxygen absorbers in their bag, and I'm using 2 per bag because there's all my bags now. They're all sealed, their oxygen absorbers are in there. I will now just seal those with a heat seal. So I will heat seal each of these bags and then print up labels for each one. And tomorrow I'm going to do another batch of a few hundred apples to finish all these apples that I got from my daughters last week. Thank you for coming to Boyd's Blue Alpine Freeze Drying channel. Today I showed you the batch of sliced apples that I did, cored and sliced with my little coring, peeling, slicing machine. It has worked out really well. I really liked the ease of slicing the apples, getting nice even slices. I ended up, I think I started with about 11 or 12 pounds of apples going into it, and I don't know the total weight yet, but it worked out to 9 bags of apples, 5 like 2-quart bags and 4 1-quart bags, so of the freeze-dried food. So I've got another 30 or 40 pounds of apples. rather than showing you each new batch. This one was freeze dried in I think about 23.5 hours, so I may, if I do the next batch, probably drop it down to 23 hours. It was clearly done at 23.5, and if it's not quite done at 23, I'll adjust it from there, but hopefully it will work. But anyway, I appreciate your watching this video. I'm hoping that you're seeing something that is enjoyable and educational. Trying to show things that are unique to the Blue Alpine Freeze Dryer. I've been really happy with my large Blue Alpine Freeze Dryer that I've had now for about 6 months, and I've had absolutely no problems with it. I absolutely love using it. Thank you again for coming to my channel, and if you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, please leave a comment, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day.